What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 89 of Lyon Live here in Football Manager 2019. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. Before we do get into today's episode, I just want to start off by saying a massive thank you for your support on this series. The last 3 episodes have been some of the most popular videos on the channel in months, and obviously I know you guys absolutely love the transfer update videos. I feel like this season as a whole is going to be a very interesting one here at Lyon with all the transfers we've made. But yeah, just wanted to basically just say thank you for watching. It's been really nice to see. If you haven't been watching the SC Edmonton save, you might have missed the mini announcement there that series will be slowing down and stopping probably next week. Maybe a little into the week after that. However, in its absence, we're going to have more Lyon Live than ever coming your way. I'm aiming for 5 to 6 episodes a week. I'm hoping to keep that up for the rest of FM19. So yeah, if you are someone who comes in for the end of season ones, I'm going to say now and encourage you, stick around. The season that is coming is going to go forward and through faster because there's going to be episodes more regularly after a couple of weeks. And to be honest, we just have a really exciting situation here. But of course, it's only the 20th of July, so there's still plenty to be done. We've got Monaco on the 30th in 10 days' time. We've also got Rennes. I don't think we'll get to the PSG game, but my hope here is that at the very least, we can get to that first Ligue 1 game of the season. Of course, there's going to be a little bit of rotation in terms of these pre-season friendlies we're doing as Coman gets a gash lowered leg. That's not what I want to see. We have actually got a few injuries at the moment to key players. Keane, Maulida, Coman. Keane obviously out for, well, a little while, 2 to 3 months. Coman, he's going to be back before too long. And Maulida, also not too serious. I'm still a little bit upset about the Moise Keane one. Of course, the last few episodes, there's been lots of wheeling and dealing and signing and selling players. There will be a little bit of that, I imagine, today, but perhaps not as much as there has been previously. We are going to start here by selling Malcolm for £15 million. It's not the craziest sum of money, but considering we bought him in for £7.75 million, to double our money on him after a very average season, I feel like is pretty good business, to be honest. So that gives us a little bit of money as well. I'm getting all these news items, inbox messages about Grealish. How have Everton been doing since they got relegated? What transfers have they done? They've sold... Who have they sold? They've sold a lot of players, actually. A lot of young English players as well. Not players that I would have sold if I was their manager. They did bring in Vidal from Manchester... Interestingly, they were able to sign from Manchester United on that kind of money. Anyway, this isn't Everton Live. Let's not get distracted by them too much. You can see our available wage budget sits at £275,000, which is kind of crazy. Right now, the only deals we've got going on are a Mendy loaning out, Ollison we're loaning out, and Petrenko we're loaning out. The Mendy one will free up even more wage budget, and there will be a little bit of a kind of steady stream of money coming in. In terms of my plan right now for the goalkeeper position, because I feel like it's the one area I've not really addressed, I think my plan is to start with Lopez in goal to start the season, but rotating with Durand and then make a call in January. If Durand isn't performing, we'll loan him out for the second half of the season. If Lopez is seeming like he might be surplus to requirements, we might even look to move him on. I mean, Lopez is valued at £39 million now. Part of me, is it bad that part of me is tempted just to offer him out? Thing is, he is very, very good. I mean, you can see the comparison here between him and Durand. He is better than Durand, but he is 31. But he has spent his whole time at the club here, and it would feel harsh to get rid of him now. He has consistently won goalkeeper of the season, though, as well for Ligue 1. If we just look at the awards and goalkeeper of the season, I mean, he's won it the last 4 years. I know loads of people have been telling me, Jack, you've got to let go of Anthony Lopez. You've got to let Durand have game time. I don't have to. I don't really need the money from the Lopez sale now, and he's been the best goalkeeper in the league for the last 4 years. It would feel idiotic to me, or idiotic, the irony of saying that word incorrectly, but idiotic. Help me, idiotic. Why does that sound wrong when I don't know? Maybe I'm idiotic. But yeah, it just seems like a bit of an illogical decision to let go of Lopez when he's homegrown at club and he's as big as he is. But at the same time, we will rotate him and Durand around a little bit this year. Knowing me, I'm going to forget to rotate him around as much as I need to, but that's just me, so we'll deal with it. What is our squad size right now for the first team? We've got 28 players, which is kind of where I normally kind of leave my squad being, to be honest. So we've got Mendy going out to Milan. Now, some people said about maybe selling Mendy. I don't think we're going to lose value on him by loaning him out for 1 year. At the same time, maybe I should have taken the 40 million. Tell you what, let's offer him out for 50 million and just see if anyone even offers money. Obviously, if he goes out on loan, it's fine. I'm not going to lose sleep over that. But on the flip side, if he can be sold for money, maybe that's a better way of spending our money and we can get a cheaper left-back replacement just as a... Maybe it'd be a centre-back who can play left-back. Essentially someone who's going to fill that spot in the team. But... we wouldn't be stuck with a player who doesn't fit our team if we never go back to the 4 at the back system and if we just persist with a 3 at the back. So the reason I've deselected all my players here is because during pre-season your assistant, when he's managing friendly matches, will play players based on who you've got selected. So with me deselecting everyone, he'll just pick the best team in terms of match sharpness. Otherwise, what happens is, and you may have experienced this yourself, by the end of pre-season, you have your starting 11 really match sharp, and all the players outside of the starting 11 just weren't given any time in friendlies, and so don't have match sharpness. Bertrand Traoré has moved to Napoli for £22 million. Suddenly, it looks like we did a good bit of business to get £25 million for him, considering that kind of money that he's moved for. It's not like we desperately need him, so I'm not going to lose sleep over the fact we've missed out on him. You can see here, David Diaz wanted by Milan as a backup player. I mean, there's one logical answer to this, and it's a no, he's not available. You can't have him. Petrenko's going to go on loan to Auger. That will be an interesting one for us. Something that people mentioned, and you're absolutely right to mention this, is that I signed a lot of players and I forgot to send them on language courses. So shall we do that now? Is it? I think it's development. Yeah, it's development. Send on intensive language course. I don't know why I didn't tick this when we signed all the players. I mean, it would have been the logical thing to do, but I like to defy logic. Also, because we've loaned out some of the players now, they are no longer going to be on. We're no longer able to send them on those intensive language courses. But for those of our players who don't speak a word of French, it's probably in their interest and in their benefit to offer them intensive language courses. So we'll do that. I mean, we're sat with a load of money. We are sat with a load of money, and the temptation is there. I could probably sign a player for in the region of 20 million if I wanted to. There's this guy, Passamonti. I don't really need another striker, but he does look quite good. He does look good. Stop it, Jack. Stop it. You don't need him. Let's have a look at the transfer listed players. Is there anyone big transfer listed? Dembele's transfer listed. Asking price of 84 million. It's probably slightly out of our budget. Mariano. Now, he had a stint at Lyon, which is interesting. £40 million from him is quite a lot of money. I quite like him though. I mean, let's get a scout report. Why not? We could bring him back. I mean, right now when you look at our squad depth, is there a position that we are really lacking in? No, not really. Is the answer. Maybe a backup right mid. Apparently we lack a backup to Durand even though we have Lopez. I mean, minimum ability 2 stars. Like, we look like we have a lot of coverage. Obviously Vargas went currently training to play right midfielder, so once he's trained in that area, we'll have him and Coman for the wings, but also obviously Havertz is going to learn to play out on the left. Out on the right, we've got Shadas, who could come in and play right mid as kind of a third choice. And we've also got Bastide as well, the 18-year-old, who doesn't look too bad. There is also the guy whose name I'm forgetting, who we signed from from Bayern, who's got to learn to play the position. Bast here, he could be a really good right midfielder if he can learn the position. That is going to be the kind of big, crucial thing. How quickly is he going to pick up that new position? I mean, if you were going to sign anything, what would you sign? I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, it's one of those things where I'm so happy with the team right now. I don't even know if I'd necessarily sign anyone. Which might be naive and complacent. Because even in the striking department, you've got a player like Taylor, who's 4th choice. Like, this guy should be good enough to be our 4th choice. Like, he'd be good enough for the majority of teams in the Champions League. So for us, he should be more than capable. Got a few new scouts joining us, which is going to be nice. I think we approached to sign 2, and that's the first. So hopefully the other one agrees to come as well. If only Zeka played centre-back as well, I'd be really tempted to sign him as an alternative to Mendy. I think I signed Zeka years ago. I'm trying to remember what FM it would have been. I feel like it was for one of my Liverpool Let's Plays. So that would have been like 3 or 4 years ago, I think. I'm more looking for names here that I recognise. Jorge Mayer's a pretty good ball-playing defender. I mean, his asking price is only 11 million. It's tempting, isn't it? It is tempting. The other option, I guess, is to really just focus on younger players. See if there's any super young players breaking into the, national teams. Because I have no doubt there will be a few pretty big names. Like Keith Foley here, who's a Welsh international goalkeeper at 19, valued at 195k. I can't help but feel like he's not going to be within our budget. Yeah, 37 million is... that was a little more than I was anticipating, shall we say. I mean, the other thing that might be worth looking at is players with contracts expiring in a year. Because players who have contracts expiring in a year, very often you can get for around their asking price. If the team that they play for is concerned they're not going to sign a new deal. There's quite a few older players here. It's really the younger ones I'm looking at. See, I do really like Harry Wilson. I don't really need another left mid though. I mean, the question is, what do I really need? Maximiliano Gomez could be just an interesting plan B striker, but with his wages and stuff, I can't see him being that kind of affordable. I mean, his asking price is 7 million. You know what? Let's just make an offer on him and see what kind of money we're talking for him. Because he could be a very, very good complete forward. I guess the other option would be to loan him, but I don't think a loan is going to be agreeable, shall we say, between ourselves. And is it? I can't remember. Is it Barca? I know in real life he signed. I want to say for Barca. I'm pretty sure it's Barca he signed for. In game he signed for Barca. Maybe he's definitely signed for someone this window. I want to check. I'm gonna go to Google and consult Google because he's signed for someone and I can't think who it is. Valencia, who's who? I knew it wasn't Barcelona. Hence the fact I googled it out of self-doubt. Does anyone ever get that where the game of FM and reality kind of blend into one and they can't remember what's real and what's not? Or is that a problem exclusive to me? Gibbs White could be an interesting option. He's a player with a load of potential. He's 22, so he's kind of capping out that potential. But with his contract expiring in a year... Yeah, okay, never mind. They don't view him as a player who they're not going to be able to renew the loan of. Or not the loan of, the... what do you call it? The contract of. Josh Tyman I really, really like this year in FM. You can play left back and left mid. Let's get a scout report on him and see what Leeds are saying. It's kind of funny, we've signed him for Leeds on our stream save and he's there now. He would really just come in to be a backup player who, by fortune, I guess, can also play in the wider midfield area. Vitino, that is not the Vitino I was thinking of. There used to be a player with the same name who I want to say played for... Who was it who he played for? I really can't remember. I am still somewhat tempted by the power play move of just signing Donnarumma because I can afford it, but I can't afford it at the moment. He is so good in FM, he's Donnarumma. I'm not sure what his potential ability is in game anymore, but it was very, very high. Maximiliano Gomez here is going to have to take a wage cut to come to us, and that is not going to happen. So, looking at the odds, we're actually second favourites, which is interesting considering Monaco won the league. They're down in third. PSG have been made comfortable favourites for the league. Just look at the season preview here. You can see Gabels, Aouar and Eder Militao in the team. The rest of the squad, however, it's just PSG's squad, because they probably do have the best squad, to be fair to them. I can see here they've signed Gabriel Jesus. Who else have they signed this window? Savic and Jesus being the big names of note. They've signed this guy Vasquez, who's a Uruguayan forward, and also Benkovic. Benkovic is a very, very good little centre-back. Wow. Did not realise he was so good in FM this year. Seen him come up a few times. Never seen him look that good. I mean, even with them selling Mbappe, they've got a pretty scary team, if you ask me. I'm still hoping that, you know, they're so overabundant to his strikers that a load of their players kick up a fuss. And as a result, we can maybe get some for cheap. That's perhaps the dream. We might be done in the market. We might be done. I'm sitting here kind of umming and ahhing, but the reality is that for the money that we have, I'm probably not going to be able to sign someone who's going to be, you know, featuring in the team regularly. The only thing I can really think to do would be to invest it in youth. Might not be the worst idea in the world. Just to have a sniff around. I mean, this guy's 17 and playing in the Brazil under 20 something or others. His potential's pretty good as well. Napa's come up again. This guy, is it bad that I really want to sign him? He came up before. I think maybe towards the end of last season. He just looks good. Doesn't look absolutely nuts, and his aerial ability is a little bit lacking. But he does look quite good. What about if here we just look at players? Age is at most 21. And sort by recommendation. So there's this Ren youngster who actually one of the people in the comments of the last video mentioned. See, he looks good. Just that lack of consistency and composure scares me a little. He could actually be a really good centre-back, though, if only his mentals were a tiny bit better. Let's see if we can sign him with a loan back. Do I want to just spend 8 million on him? He has only just turned 18. But it's not a small amount of money. So probably 8.25 going to be needed. I mean, it's a lot of money. But at the same time, I've kind of got that money to spend. Pablo Goni of Villarreal. Player with potential, but he doesn't look that good right now. And I don't really want to sign players with potential with their current abilities really low. Which means the odds of them actually reaching that potential is kind of low. This guy from Levante has already agreed to join Brentford. I mean, Brentford are laughing at that signing. Jeez. 500k. Brentford getting in and scouting those Levante B regens nice and early. Of course, the advantage with Spain is that the younger players have release clauses in their contracts. This guy looks very good at centre-back for Real. He's only 16. Is it bad that I'm tempted to sign him with what's left of our money? Is that a stupid decision? I'm going to scout him and put in an offer because I'm an idiot. This guy looks kind of good as well. What's your release clause? 14 million. I mean, it's not that low. Some of these players end up having really low release clauses, and others you kind of just go and slowly kind of back out and thinking, yep, never mind. Adrian Thomas is good, but injury proneness scares me. Otero here is only 17. Don't really need another goalkeeper when you really think about it, considering that we currently have Durand and Lopez. Our offer for Benitez has been accepted. I don't have a clue how much he's going to want. He wants to be a rotation player immediately. I mean, mate, you must have the most insane potential ever for these requests. He'll probably end up signing a new contract with Madrid. The thing I like about this guy is he's got very good first touch and passing for his age. Left-footed as well, could plug a gap at left-back if we went to a 4 at the back system in years' time. The other player we got here is Haluche. That's definitely not how you say his name, but it sounds good in my head. So Benjamin Frank set to sign for us. Mendy is going to go on loan to Milan for the year. Auger, I think we need to loan out. And this came up in the comments actually of the last video. I really like Auger, but I can't guarantee him regular football right now. So if we can get a loan for him where he's going to play as a key player, it would be very, very good, I think. Preferably in France would be good as well. Lots of teams making offers, but to have him on loan. See, Cagliari is actually the option I'm most tempted by there. Because at least he's going to be a first team regular. You know what? With Auger, I'm more concerned about quality over the quantity of wages in terms of the quality of the team over the quantity of money they're going to pay. So I'm going to ask for a lot smaller percentage of his salary to be covered. We'll go with 20% and see if any other teams come in. See, Toulouse, it might seem mental, right? But sending down to Toulouse, who just got relegated. They just got relegated. They've got very good facilities. He's going to go and play for them and probably carry them through a promotion. And be playing game in and game out as their kind of big key player. Like, that is better for his development than anything I can offer him here. And also, if Auger moves on, that does then leave the door open for someone like Freitas to come in and do business. Which, let's be honest, we all like. So if Auger goes out, that means Renato Sanchez will obviously play a little bit more. Mendy, you can go down to the reserves now. You're on loan for the year. I don't really want to sell Mendy because he's a world-class left-back. Maybe world-class is a stretch, but a top-quality left-back. And if I decide at the end of this first season, playing the 3 at the back from the beginning, actually it's not really working, I'd be kicking myself if I'd let go of an ideal player to play left-back for us. The kind of money that we're talking. Or at least that's kind of how I feel about things, at least. Shadas has got a tight hamstring. Our pre-season is very, very compact in terms of the time between games. I'm wondering if Auger might reject the loan offer by Toulouse. I'd like to think he'd take it and recognise actually the fact it is the better loan option for his development. How's Aneda doing? See, Aneda could turn into a really good player. Could probably do with renewing his contract. He's not got a great deal of time left on it. I'll see what he's saying. Okay, he wants to be a backup. If we get rid of the yearly wage rise, I'm kind of happy to offer him that money. Predicted top goal scorer. Moise Keane and Gabels are up there. Interestingly, Moussa Barrow is up here for Marseille. And so is this regen for Monaco. They sign him from Paysandu. in the Brazilian second division. I mean, he looks very, very tasty. Not as good as Freitas, but he's not bad. He's not bad, is he? I mean, we've got players like Rodrigo Antonio, to be fair, who aren't a world apart. I've not looked at the Argentinian youth teams in a little while. Boca have got a centre. Wow. Wow. Please be like part European and with one of your nationalities. He isn't, but he still looks incredible. Emmanuel Iniguez. How much do you want for him, Boca? How much do you want from him? Oh, I can't include a loan back. Oh, 7.5. 8. 8 it is. Is Iniguez better than Benitez? I mean, Benitez is a year younger and has slightly better mentals and technicals. But Emmanuel is significantly cheaper. The big thing really is to wait for the scout reports to come back, I guess, and then make a judgment call from there. Could probably do with doing a little bit of scouting of this team just to see who else is available. Ariel Rossi, see, he's pretty good as well, although we don't really need more playmakers. Cordoba here, he's an interesting player, plays for Rosario. Weird selection of positions for a player who's right-footed. Very weird. And he goes... Why do they all want to be rotation players? I don't understand. I'm going to try and get in an optional 2-year extension if we can. He wants to be a rotation option. We won't tell him just yet that he's not even going to be registered. He does look pretty good, doesn't he? He's not yet played a game for Boca. Is he considered Boca's hot prospect? He's not. But they've not even got a hot prospect listed at the moment. What are River doing? Actually, Independiente are a team worth checking as well. Wow, he's very good. Shame that he's so inconsistent, can't jump, has no understanding of the language and has 1,000,001 other things wrong with him. River Plate, do you have any regions playing for you? You've got this guy, Francisco Massaro. He looks okay. Doesn't look crazy. Gonzalo Martinez is there. Key player. Man, I'm a little bit scared of the fact PSG have signed Gabriel Jesus. Ollison is going to go on loan to Metz. That's a good loan deal for him. Offers for Coman. See, I'm not against selling Kingsley Coman, but we brought him in for £72 million. We've not had an offer over £70 million. That's all the money up front yet. Reckles is wanted on loan by Sochaux. They can have him if we come in under the loan limit for players. I have a feeling that we might be very close to the domestic loan limit. So as a result, we might not even be able to loan him out. Coman is frustrated about not being able to have a move. The finances weren't right. 120 million. He says 82. I'll say 100. He says 85. I'll say 95. Okay. So if we get a bid of 95 million, Kingsley Coman can leave, is what we've agreed. Oh, I don't really want to sell him. But at the same time, he is on a lot of money compared to some of our other players. If Vargas learns to play right mid and Havertz can play on the left, like, we're fine. But I might just want to consider what my plan B might be in terms of a right midfielder. I know someone who a few comment sections ago recommended Chiesa or Chiesa, I think is how it's actually said, as I just make up pronunciations. The issue is he's on £205,000 a week. I just can't afford that money. We're not managing in the Premier League here where I can just throw money at any problem that we encounter, unfortunately. So if we let go of Coman, I'd probably try and bring in Adiwale, Sunday, Okoro Wanta. I mean, there's the comparison right now. It's frustrating that they want like 64 million. I'm going to make that bid just as kind of coverage if we do end up selling Coman. For once, I'm not just signing a player with a really good name for their name. They are genuinely a really good player. And you can see here, they're not asking for crazy money a week. I'm willing to give him 50,000 up front if he signs an optional 3-year extension at the club. Okay, he's asked for a little bit of a rise. But I think there's a middle ground to be found here. That appearance fee is a little much. You know what? I'm just going to bite the bullet and offer him that. He could be a really, really good addition to the team. Let's get one of our new scouts on him until full knowledge. Knowing that we could potentially be signing him for 46 million, now part of me's like, do I need to look at offering out Coman just to see if we can get anyone to nibble? We'll offer him out for 95 and see if any team comes to us with that as an offer. The vibe I'm getting from the kind of offers we've had for Coman so far is that that's probably not going to happen. But it's good just to have the plan B already lined up and be looking to sign him in the form of Sunday, just so if we need to, like, the player's there. No bids for Coman. Can't say I'm massively surprised. Loan offer's been made for Marin. I don't really want to loan Marin out. I'd quite like to sell him. I think I saw a news inbox item there telling me that the OJ loan fell through. Oh, it's because Toulouse are in the middle of a takeover. Brilliant. Why would you offer to loan a player who you physically can't sign? Durand is continuing to develop. I'm just a little bit worried that in not playing him for a month, or playing him even as just a backup for a month, we're going to be impacting his development. Still looking to loan out Oliver if we can. Just because obviously we brought him in on a free with the intention to try and flip him on for some money. Kenny Lala's still here as well. I should probably look to just sell poor Kenny for some money while we can. He's not going to play for us at all this year if he stays. Guiri is like another player who I'd quite like to just move on. He can be very, very good in FM, but unfortunately for us, he's just not really developed. At least in the summer database, he starts with a really serious injury. I think because he'd recovered but from that injury by the time the summer came around. Oh, sorry, the winter came around. He no longer has that injury in the winter update to the database. It's just a few players here who I could really do with moving on for some money. If only to free up some spots. Let's see what offers we get here. I mean, the good news is our squad is in the best shape it's been in a very long time. So we have had more offers. I see that Malaga have come in now. Malaga had Freitas on loan last year and did a really good job with him. Cagliari have made an offer to make him a regular first-team player. They did actually make an offer before, but I was keen to move him to a team in France. But given where we're at with things, that's probably not the worst idea in the world. Last year they finished 8th, so they're a pretty successful team. Looking at it, they've actually got a lot of regens. This guy on loan from Juventus looks insane. They've got Moy here, who looks distinctly average. Okay, I was expecting a little bit more from these regens that they've got. The only good one is the one that plays for Juventus that they've got in on loan. A few more scout reports here on various players that we've been looking at throughout pre-season. Not exactly coming highly recommended, any of these. Would it be like a power play move to try and sign Murillo from, or Marilla, not Murillo, Marilla from Monaco? Just to try and assert dominance over them by signing one of their star players. That's how I like my mind games. Did we get the Benitez scout report yet? No. Let's delay that one. I'm more likely to go for Sunday, but it's on the assumption that we could move on Coman. I need to compare him to Sunday again, because I'm now thinking, do I just want to get rid of Sunday, knowing how little we'd have to pay Sunday a week to sign him? Coman just has the physical edge, and speed is a massive thing in FM. But Sunday is only 19 years old and has agreed an 8-year contract at the club. How does he compare to someone like, where is he? Vargas. You see, Vargas is just significantly better in a number of areas. But then that we've got Vargas who could learn to play on the right and Havertz learning to play on the left. Like, the idea of selling Coman isn't as crazy as it perhaps would have seemed like a year ago. Although if no one's going to offer like what he's worth, is there any point in even looking at selling him? That's the other factor to consider. I mean, the good thing is we're not really in a position where we need to move Coman on. Like, I've kind of gone in for that offer with Sunday with the intention of, well, thinking, you know, if someone comes in for Coman, if he forces through the move, we've already got the plan B on the plane. But there is a small part of me that feels like, actually, maybe I could just bring him in over Coman. And he doesn't have his stuff in yet. Reading make a loan offer for Guiri again. You know what, have him. Look after his wages for the year and we'll see where we're at. I wonder if I could ask the board for more money to get that Akoro Wanta deal over the line. See, the mad thing is, if I could free up 10 million, I could just afford Sunday. I could move Bast to the reserve. To be fair, Bast should probably be in the reserves anyway, just because he can't actually play right midfield yet, and I need him to play in the reserves to learn to play right mid. What's his squad status rotation? Let's update that to a hot prospect. Are there any other players that I've moved down that I need to change the statuses of? If we just look down here in the reserves, yeah, you see there's a few players here. Although some of these are players who we've kind of lowered down. I'll keep Durand on rotation, but Guille is probably going to be more of a backup. The rest of the players are hot prospects though, so that's fine. What about in our senior team? I think we're okay. If I just pick a best... Is this actually our best 11 right now? Oh, it doesn't include Havertz in here. With Lucas Romero being out injured and having suspended, having David Diaz who can play right back and centre back on the bench, and Tolisso who can play left back, I can actually get away with just having Havertz on the bench as well. Taliso, I need to update your squad status. Taliso, we're going to have to keep an eye on this year. And I say that purely because he's on a lot of money for a player. Realistically, it's just going to be a rotation option for us. Canate, Sanchez. And probably, don't really want to put Romero on backup. But we'll put these guys onto backup. Who's on key player in our team right now? Havertz, Aouar, Coman, Militao. It's probably about right. I could maybe lower Havertz, but we don't necessarily have to do that. So 3 days and we've got the game against Monaco to look forward to. So that's good times ahead. Hopefully we can get off to a good start there. Just ahead of that game, I'm going to rest all the players struggling with fitness. And by fitness, I just mean their condition. Just going to give them a 2-day rest. What are the scouts saying about Okoro Wanta? They're basically saying sign him at all cost. He is very, very good. The thing is, if I don't get the offer for Coman, I probably can't bring him in. I'd have to move someone else on. I'm not sure who that person would end up being. Dare I utter the words of Trincão's name as a player that we could look to sell? I'm not sure. Feels slightly blasphemous. I really like Trincão as a backup left mid anyway. I mean, we'll have Vargas and Coman at right mid. Vargas can play left mid, but I'll mostly be looking at Kai Havertz once he learns to play there and Trincão when he learns to play there. Or, well, Trincão already knows how to play left mid, but Trincão and Havertz on the left. To make an offer for Coman. I mean, it's 63 million. It's not even close to our valuation. It wouldn't even be it would be enough to bring in Sunday, but it's not enough money, I feel like, coming in. It's a guaranteed 56 million. And then Sunday we're looking to bring in for 46. It does save us on wages. Coman is injury prone as well. Is it bad that I'm actually seriously considering this? First year he was exceptional. Last year he was a bit hit and miss, but as we got on, he did do better. I feel like with Coman, if I got 18 million and it was all up front, I'd take it. We'll offer him out for 90. I'm also going to transfer list him here because he is wanting the move. So at least then it looks like I'm trying to engineer the move for him. If we got 75, I think I'd take it without a lot of thinking. Auxerre want to sign Marin. I don't even think we can loan out a player to another French side, but if we can, they can have him. Apparently we're playing in Chengdu City Sports Centre. Why are we playing the French Winners' Cup in China? Is that a thing where they play this game abroad? I mean, fair enough. I don't remember that being the case previous years. Has it been there before? Where were we last year? Gafasa community. We're in Tunisia last year. I didn't even realise. I did not even realise. We've been going on a little international tour and I had no idea. I mean, we're in a good little spot right now, I feel like. I'm not too worried about how things are. Like, we don't have to sell Coman to bring in Sunday. I'm not convinced Sunday would be a massive improvement, considering what we know. Donnarumma is recommended at 100%. Estimated cost 44 to 59 million. Oh, don't tempt me, FM. Don't tempt me. I'll give you 20 million year one, and for the next 3 years, I'll pay you that. I'll give you 25% of it. Is this unfair on Durand if I just sign Donnarumma? I feel like the wages are going to be a bit of a problem. It's just a bit silly, innit? It's just a bit silly how good he is. How hotly is Benitez rated? He is quite highly rated. And Iniguez, we're still waiting on the scout report for. If I sold Coman and could bring in Donnarumma and Sunday, would it be worth it? Would it be criminal just to say, sorry Durand, I'm signing the best goalkeeper FM has to offer? Let's see what money Donnarumma wants. I'd have to absolutely break the bank in terms of our wage spending, I think, to be able to lure him in. He's incredibly interested in joining us, though. And give you 170. And a fat signing on fee. His agent really doesn't want a lot, but his signing on fee he's estimated to want is huge. Okay. Okay. Unused sub bonus. We'll put that up because you're going to play every game, and if you're playing for us, you're not going to be on the bench. Team of the Year bonus, 2 million. International cap bonus, 26.5. Oh, I really don't want to go higher than 170. Please. 175? Oh, I don't know if I can fudge the money enough to sign him, but if I can. Chelsea nor Arsenal have made a bid on him yet. I've got to hope they don't make a bid on him. Right. I've got all these offers to loan random players of ours. Would it be criminal to just not even give Durand a chance? I mean, it's Donnarumma for 60 million. Or is it 60 or 50? 50, and only 20 of it's up front. I have to, don't I? I need to cancel this. I kind of now want to offer out Coman, because Coman's wages to get off could be quite useful for sorting out this Donnarumma deal. Okay, some offers. We've had offers, which is a rarity. Inter have offered 80 all up front. I'll go to them 75. So they've offered us 55. I'm going to go slightly lower to begin with AC. They've put in the same offer. Neither of them has met his asking price. There's still some big names interested. I didn't really want to take a loss on him, but I'm resigned to the fact that might have to happen. I wanted to get the game against Monaco done, but the rate we're going, it's going to be doing that, and then we're just going to have to end the episode. Oh, the Donnarumma deal. Why am I so tempted? Right, we've had offers on Koeman. They're all awful, but we need to take a look at them. Real Madrid are offering peanuts. They've just... Okay, well, we've got 70 million for Koeman guaranteed. Juventus have locked in 37 million. That ain't happening. Monaco, I want an 80 off you because you're a league rival, and I already know what's going to happen with these guys. Reject and reject. So if we sell Koeman for £17 million, then we bring in Sunday and Donnarumma. Makes sense in my head as the thing to do. The only risk is that the Sunday deal falls through before the Koeman deal happens. Right, we've got a game against Monaco. After all of that, we're going to play a game. I know you were sat thinking it was never going to happen today. Please do let me know today what you think of our current situation. Is selling Koeman to bring in Sunday the right decision? I'm still not sure myself. In terms of team, Malida's struggling with his fitness. Keane's coming back from an injury. So I think we'll start Kai Havertz at complete forward. Vargas is going to start on the left for his debut. Man, Donnarumma and Sunday would be two huge additions. The combined cost would be 96 million, and we're getting 70 million all up front straight away for Koeman. And Koeman's wages are like 130k. So the actual wage of Donnarumma being 175 is only a 45k increase. Now, it's still a big increase compared to everyone else. But considering Sunday's coming in on 60,000 a week, it would mean that our wage spend is only going up by about 100,000 a week. And we were already comfortably under it by a few 100,000 before we even started any of these deals. I mean, it's not the ideal start to the season as I'm still doing the maths. I'm kind of sat on the sideline here where I should be concentrating on the first game of the season with a calculator trying to work out exactly how we can fudge the numbers to bring in Donnarumma and Sunday. The fact that Real Madrid have bid 70 million all up front for Koeman, I must admit, has caught me a little by surprise. I wasn't expecting them just to do it, especially after the £55 million offers we've been getting. You know, it kind of was a little bit risky rejecting some of those earlier offers, holding out, hoping we could get a little bit more, but it looks like it's been worth it. As I said, the only risk right now really is the fact that Sunday we might have to delay it again. It could get the delay could be rejected, and that transfer could fall through before the Koeman one happens, and then we'd have to try and sign him again and try and negotiate the same terms, potentially pay more, or if he just doesn't want to talk to us, or if the price has gone up, we might need to look at a different right mid option. But obviously we've got Vargas, who's right-footed. Is Vargas right-footed? Vargas is right-footed, but we signed him to play left mid, but then we went on to sign Havertz, who's left-footed, who I think could probably play left mid for us. Either way, I feel like 70 million for Koeman, considering he's injury-prone, is good business, and Sunday's a more than adequate replacement. Anyway, new additions to the team. Vargas whips in the ball there for Koeman. I mean, if this is going to be his last game for us, we want him to have one to remember, I guess. They had that really early goal through Carrasco, but since then, they've been a little quiet, Monaco. They've not been doing a massive amount here. We're doing fine. I mean, the beauty of today's episode is we're probably going to finish it after this game. So I guess now, as we're playing this, let me know in the comments what you would do. As Gabels is clean through, he has to score that. He gets a rebound. It's very lucky. What would you do? Does Donnarumma for 50 million with only 20 million up front and then signing Sunday for 46? With Koeman going for 70 million? Does that make sense? Donnarumma is the best goalkeeper in Football Manager, full stop. Like, you're going to struggle to find anyone even close to being as good as him. He's entering his prime at £50 million. It feels like a little bit of a steal. It's all because he's in the last year of his contract. We've had Lopez, we've had Duran. They're two exceptional, players in goal, but Donnarumma is just a cut above anything that we could ever dream of having. I mean, the beauty of it with Durand is if I, keep on Lopez now as backup, I can loan out Durand, and if Durand does turn into a world-class keeper as good as Donnarumma, I can just cash in on Donnarumma and sell him on down the line. Goalkeepers hold their value quite nicely, as is evidenced by the fact that Lopez, for us, is valued at, I think, £40+ million, despite being 31. Anyway, ball switched over here. Kai Havertz sniffing around. It falls to Goebbels, who's obviously got the first goal of the season. Now with Kai, on his debut, hits it. Not the best of efforts. It was on his right peg. You can see here, we've edged out possession, not by a massive amount, but in terms of everything else, it's good. It looks very, very promising, doesn't it? Despite being 1-1 at half-time. I'm going to tell the players I'm far from pleased and get them fired up. Koeman is on a booking and on a 6.4. That does scare me slightly. I'm going to keep him on. I swear if he gets sent off, it doesn't matter anything else. If Donnarumma ends up going to Chelsea or Arsenal, that could still happen. If that happens, don't care about selling him for 70 million. We'll sort out everything else. I think that's the important thing to consider as well. Is I'm not really signing Donnarumma because I'm selling Koeman. I was already playing around with in my mind. Did I want to get rid of Koeman to sign Sunday and have money left over? The fact that Donnarumma is available for the kind of money that we're talking is just, an additional bonus. Anyway, Slimani, their regen, has just scored against us. He is a very good player. I mean, you can see how good he is here. He's tasty. And he's just scored a lovely little goal for them. 2 minutes into the second half, we find ourselves a goal down. Got to try not to panic too much here and be too reactionary. But that is a bit of a concern. It was a really nice finish. Anyway, could we bounce back immediately? I want to believe it's possible. Let's find out if it is. They have the ball here. Pellegrini bringing the ball forward. Can we dispossess him? Vargas does and gives it to Goebbels. Now with Awar, who's breaking through. Can he finish this? What a run it's been. He can't. He hits it straight at the keeper. Havertz, though, to end on Ndombele. Lopez stopping it again. We've had 3 half chances and 2 clear-cut chances in this game, and we've only converted one of them. Ndombele's on a booking and hasn't had the best of games. I'm going to bring in Tolisso there. I'm also going to bring in Shadas for Koeman, who's bucked. You do wonder, how would a fit Moise Kean fit into this team right now? Or a fit Mal leader? Because it would mean that Havertz isn't starting where he is. But Havertz is definitely not a natural striker. But just through, how circumstances have played out, we are going to have to play him here. I mean, he can do a job for us. We paid £72 million for him, and for a second I thought he was going to get a nutty assist. Unfortunately, he kicked it straight at the centre-back there. 15 minutes left. I've got 1 sub left in my pocket. I am going to bring in Freitas. And I'm going to bring him in for Awar, but then move Havertz back to Trequartista. So is this Freitas' debut? It is. It's his debut. Keep an eye on him. Number 39, 18 years old. Had a really successful loan spell at Malaga. Not a load of time for him to make his impact here, in truth. I mean, this is disappointing if it finishes 2-1 here. We've been the better team throughout, and unfortunately, we're going to lose the Trophy des Champions for not the first time here. Unless Freitas can do something magical, which he can't do. They're going to get rid of this here. I mean, they won the league convincingly last year, Monaco, and for the second half of the year, we were the only team with a comparable record. This game again reinforces the idea that actually we can go toe-to-toe with them. A few key players missing. Still disappointing, don't get me wrong, but a few new players in the mix. It was always going to be a bit of a question mark, and we are still looking to improve the team in various ways, of course. Anyway, as I said, I'd be very curious to know what you think of our current predicament. Just as a quick little refresher, Koeman, selling him for £70 million. It's all up front, no other catches or caveats. to Real Madrid. And with that £70 million and the money that we've already got in the bank in terms of wage balance and transfer budget, we are looking to sign Gianluigi Donnarumma, who is frankly just one of the best goalkeepers in the game. You can see here his stats for Milan have been crazy. They only want £50 million for him. 50 million! And we only have to pay 20 of that up front. And then we're looking to sign Adiwale Sunday Okorowanta, or as we'll call him, Sunday. Maybe ASO. I don't know. We need a nickname for him if we sign him. I'll leave you guys to come up with some creative solutions. But I feel like at 19 years old, he is very, very comparable to Kingsley Coman. Doesn't have the same speed, but everything else is very, very comparable and obviously significantly younger. And Donnarumma, it's just Donnarumma. Like, compared to Lopez, who's our current first choice keeper, it's just hilarious, the comparison. It's just funny. He's 23 as well. It's a 5-year contract. He's willing to take a wage cut to come to us as well of £60,000. Please let me know what you think. Would you be doing what we're doing in our current situation? I feel like I'm going to do it. I'm more curious to know if I'm a bit insane and in the minority, or if actually most people agree that these moves are the right moves to do for our current team. Anyway, before we go, let's register Havertz. That would be a good idea to do. The Auger loan is one that I saw a lot of people write about in the comments. I completely agree with it. We'll need to keep an eye on him and how he gets on. You know, we could recall him potentially if he's doing too well. But right now we have very comparable players. It was always going to be tricky to fit him in our team. But I don't know. You look at this squad, it's a pretty blooming good team. And I don't feel like we're going to miss Coman as much as you might expect. I mean, if we compare Vargas, who we're training to play right mid, and who is right-footed, I mean, I'm excited. Whatever way you look at it, I feel like it makes sense in some ways and not in others. Coman's had injury problems. He is a terrific player for us. But Donnarumma, much like Lopez has, to be fair, I could just envisage winning matches for us single-handedly. Anyway, folks, that's going to be all from me today. I do hope you've enjoyed, as always. If you have, do drop the like on the video. As I said, thank you for watching these pre-season episodes. It's been a bit of an interesting pre-season, probably the most interesting one so far in terms of transfers. I don't feel like we've done too many risks so far, although this Coman dilemma that we have right now perhaps is the biggest. Anyway, that's all from me now, guys. I'll catch you again soon. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.